Purdue Coordination Diagrams. Today we're going to show you how the GRIDSMART system can be used to create Purdue Coordination Diagrams in conjunction with GridSmart Cloud. This feature is available for GRIDSMART systems licensed for the performance module that are communicating with the GRIDSMART Cloud. The first step is to be sure your intersection is configured correctly. PCDs are generated in GRIDSMART Cloud, not the client, so you will want to ensure the processor is pushing its data to GRIDSMART Cloud. If your processor is not connected to GRIDSMART Cloud, follow the steps in our training videos, putting the GS2 processor on your network and installing the antenna to get set up properly. PCDs are concerned with the light state when vehicles arrive at an intersection. Detecting such arrivals implies advanced or setback detection zones. In the GridSmart client, you will need to create these zones distinct from your stop line zones. If you're using a fisheye camera, create the zones as far away as you believe the camera might reasonably detect such arriving vehicles. This will be limited by camera height and intersection geometry. If you're using an advanced camera for single-direction upstream detection, just create the arrival zone there. Note that you don't need to create a zone for each lane because GridSmart tracks and notes individual arriving vehicles regardless of how many zones there are. When you create these zones, give them a descriptive name in the zone options that will help you easily identify them in the GridSmart Cloud later. For example, I've named this one P6 Arrivals. You'll also want to make sure these arrival zones are excluded from the approach data so that your approach-based reports aren't double counted. Once those arrival zones have been published and the site has been operating for a full day thereafter, you're ready to go to GridSmart Cloud and create your PCD. In GridSmart Cloud, select the site of interest and then click the Reports button and select Purdue Coordination Diagram. Select the date, time period, and phase. If this is a TS1 intersection, you'll also have the option of setting the exact seconds of yellow. Pick the arrival zone or zones for the selected phase and click Generate. After a few moments, you'll get a plot of your PCD where you can see arrivals on green and arrivals on red. You might also want to try out the GridSmart PCD, which makes the red and green durations more clear by changing the axis such that green time is above the horizontal and the red time is below. With the performance module and a processor connected to GridSmart Cloud, you can create reports in the GridSmart client without having to connect to the processor or visit the site with a USB drive. In addition, you have access to rich historical data for reporting, including PCDs, through GridSmart Cloud.